Good afternoon and welcome to Trinity Christian College for today's NCCAA matchup between the Trolls of Trinity Christian and the visiting Grace Christian College Tigers. Terry Bonadonna with you for the call of today's game. Trinity Christian trying to keep things rolling in the non-conference season, facing a Grace Christian team making the trip in from Michigan and trying to bounce back from, I shouldn't say bounce back, but keep things rolling in an up and down non-conference campaign that they have played this year. Let's turn things over to the PA for the national anthem and the starting lineups today. We just met the starters for these two teams. Go through it one more time for you. Grace Christian has Mackenzie Mondi, Lily Helmuth, Zion Tatum in the backcourt with a front court of Ashlyn Wilkes and Jada Reese. The Trolls line up today with Sophia Radish, Katarina Savick, Layla McNeil as the guards. The forwards are Faith Davis and Hannah Sharinga. Trolls will take the floor wearing white today, going from left to right here in the first half. The Tigers in navy blue, the traditional color of a tiger from where I come from. They'll be going from right to left. These two teams wear the same uniform colors, same color scheme for their athletic department, but it is the Trolls, of course, wearing the home whites today. For the first half, again, going from left to right, the opening tip will pit Jada Reese against Hannah Sharinga, and it's won by Sharinga, and the Trolls were underway. Trinity Christian starts today's matchup with a 5-5 record, trying to move above 500 for the season. Sharinga thought about the three, puts it on the floor, kicks it outside. That's Faith Davis, who does attempt the three, misses a little bit short, and we've got a loose ball foul called against Grace Christian. The Tigers are 4-2 officially this year. They dropped their first few games. They've won 3 in a row, putting up some big point totals in a few of those games. Faith Davis jacks up another three, and this time it goes. So Davis attempts 2 3-pointers on the first possession of the game. She gets the second one, and 30 seconds into today's matchup, the Trolls have a 3-0 lead. First possession of the game for the Tigers. Jada Reese, the center, holds it at the top of the key. Reese puts the ball on the floor, picks up her dribble, turnaround jumper from the right elbow, misses. Rebound grabbed by Layla McNeil, but ripped out of her hands by Lily Helmuth, and the Tigers are not able to finish. Good aggressiveness for that loose ball, but it does not turn into any points for Grace Christian. Trolls basketball. This is Sharinga. McNeil tries the long two with her foot on the line and puts the Trolls up 5-0. Good start offensively for Trinity. We're so early in this game, but already Grace Christian is nearing a point where they need a bucket just to calm things down a little bit. And there's a block for McNeil. She touches the baseline coming down, but a big-time block for Layla McNeil. Turning away Ashley Wilkes on that play. It stays with the Tigers, 11 on the shot clock here for Grace. And the inbounder is Mackenzie Mondi, who poured in 28 points during the win against Emmaus last time out. She picks up an assist here, 3-pointer for Lily Helmuth. Down in the corner, gets the Tigers on the board, and that allows them to put on their full court press. Broken with ease by the Trolls. 3-point attempt from the corner. Davis misses long. Offensive rebound. Shoveled off down low. McNeil not successful right underneath the basket. Taking it the other way, nearly stolen by the Trolls, and it is stolen by the Trolls. Katarina Savick takes away. She loses possession. Helmuth tries to grab it, and she's fouled by Sharinga. A flurry of activity over the last 30 seconds or so. And ultimately, the ball belongs to the Tigers. They have to go the length of the floor here after the foul on Trinity Christian. Full court press from the Trolls, but Mondi is able to beat it. Mondi takes it inside, too strong off the glass. Rebound loose towards the sideline. Saved somehow by Jada Reese, but it's going the other way anyway. A bump down low and a travel. So Katarina Savick thought she was headed to the free throw line. Instead, she took an extra step, called for the walk, and it's a Trolls turnover. After scoring on their first 2 possessions, they've turned it over a few times now. And a timeout is called. 7:49 to play in the first quarter. It's been a very active start to today's game, just 2:21 into it. Trolls led 5-0. Grace answered with a 3-pointer off an inbounds play, and here we sit at 5-3 after both teams have turned it over a few times. So an interesting start today. Both teams have come into today's game, I'm sure, seeking to learn a little bit about their teams. On Trinity's side, it's been pretty straightforward. They've hammered all of the softer opponents on their schedule and been beaten in more lopsided scores against some of the really top teams in the CCAC that they've played. Grace, very similar against some small schools. They've had some huge wins. 5-second call goes against Grace Christian. Zion Tatum couldn't get it in, and Trinity takes over. I think the big task for the Tigers today is to prove that against a little bit of a bigger school, more qualified opponent, that they can hang in there and maybe come away with a win. This is McNeil putting it on the floor, driving to the left side. Little floater off the glass, no good, but Sharinga's there for the follow. Call it a pass from McNeil. Banked it right into the hands of Sharinga, who lays it in for her first bucket of the game. 4-point lead for the home team. Mondi sets it up, going right. Hand off to Tatum, right back over to Mondi. Mondi carries it into the paint, turnaround jumper, no good off the backboard, and the rebound goes to Katarina Savic. Savic pressured down the floor, but able to find Radish. And Radish is hit. The basket counts. Big play, Sophia Radish, and now a chance to make it a three-point play from the line. 4 in a row for Trinity. We'll try to make it 5 in a row here. Sharinga checks out for the Trolls. And Chloe Capteen makes her first appearance, the freshman from Michigan, the home state of Grace Christian. Free throw is off the back iron, no good. And an over-the-back call on the rebound goes against the Trolls. So Chloe Capteen is immediately on the stat sheet, not in the way that she'd like to be. 9 points on the board for the Trolls. 4 different players have scored already. Maraven Mondi is in the game for Grace Christian, wearing number 30. Ball knocked loose and out of bounds, last touched by the Trolls. Radish may have had a chance to save that one. She thought it was going out on Grace, but Savic tapped her chest to indicate to her teammate she had, in fact, touched it last. Mondi inbounds to Tatum. Tatum carries it inside the arc, loses the handle, and it's scooped up by McNeil. McNeil wants to run the other direction. One-on-one with Mondi. Layup is no good. Maybe sent it up a little bit too early, worried about the contact. Tigers take it the other direction. Helmuth passes back. Tatum way off on the three. May have been tipped from behind. And McNeil starts the possession up for the Trolls. Both teams moving at a fast pace early in today's game. It's led to some open shots, but it's also led to some turnovers. Trinity slows it down now as the Grace defense did a good job getting back. Radish drives and kicks. McNeil, corner three, off the mark. Rebound tipped out long and chased down by Ashlyn Wilkes. Wilkes all alone in the front court has a wide open layup. Nice job by Wilkes to chase that one out. The long rebound really benefited the Tigers there. Once again, the Trolls decide to slow the pace a tad. This is Capteen firing down low to a wide open Sophia Radish. And the senior guard is able to lay it in. Lead is back to 6, matching the largest of the first quarter, and now a foul. Trolls wanted a held ball call there, but instead it is the third foul of the game on Trinity. And Theo Owens heads to his bench. Got 3 new players coming in for Trinity. Destiny Goodwin is out there. Layla Gibson. I thought I saw a third come in. Yeah, Sarah Page is on the floor now as well. Page challenged on defense right away, and she commits the foul. That'll send Mackenzie Mondi to the line. The younger of the two Mondis on the roster here, Mackenzie Mondi, averaging better than 17 points per game this season. She's been a really nice freshman addition to this squad. She misses the first free throw long. She has not scored yet today. Just 2 field goals on the board for Grace. The 3-pointer for Lily Helmuth. And then a 2 on the fast break for Ashlyn Wilkes. Second free throw misses. Rebound grabbed by Capteen, the 6'2" tall freshman. So Mondi goes 0 of 2 at the line, and the Trolls can extend their 6-point lead. 3-point attempt, Page a little bit short. Rebound tapped by Capteen, but she went over the back of Tatum in order to tap it. And that's foul number 2 on her, so she's only been out there for about 2 minutes. Already has 2 fouls and has to leave the contest. Hannah Sharinga re-enters. Full court press from the Trolls. Tigers are able to get it in, and Trinity backs up the defense. Ball poked loose, but Mondi tracks it down. Mondi on the layup. Nice drive by Mackenzie Mondi. Sliced through the entire Trinity defense. Here's the trap from the Tigers. No problem for the Trolls this time. Passed into Destiny Goodwin. Lost a handle on it for a second, but she keeps it alive. Deflected out of bounds by Mondi. It'll stay with the Trolls. 4:45 to play in the first. Alyssa Kennedy checks in for the Tigers. Ryan Crombeen very active in using his bench early on. Not a lot of options on the Grace Christian bench. Sharinga backs in, turnaround jumper is good. Nice touch from Hannah Sharinga. The lead is back up to 6. Pressure from Gibson makes it very difficult for Mondi, but they do get it across half court. Kennedy fires inside. Helmuth up with the right hand. The hook shot is no good. And dribbled right back into the hands of Helmuth. Sophia Radish lost the handle on it. Here's Mondi on the drive, blocked by Sharinga. Big time block by Hannah Sharinga. And here come the Trolls. Drive from Goodwin. Goodwin off the glass, no good. Rebound to Grace. Both teams have made some big plays the last few minutes, but haven't been able to turn them into buckets. On the run, it rolls around the rim, no good from Wilkes. Another nice play that just wasn't finished. Sharinga passes off to Gibson, three-pointer. Gibson misses short. Offensive rebound, Sharinga. The Trolls will try again. Radish walks it to the right side. Passed off to Page. Page bounces into the post to Sharinga. Double team. Sharinga kicks back to Page. Three-pointer. A little bit short. Good look from Page. Nice back and forth between her and Sharinga, but no good on the shot. Here's a three-point attempt from Mondi. It was Maraven Mondi who missed it long. And again, the Trolls slow it down. Sharinga passes to Goodwin, down to the corner, Gibson. One dribble, Gibson up with the right hand, short. Another good look for Trinity. They have done a great job on the offensive side of moving the ball around and finding open shots. But lately there's been a lid on the rim. Drive from Radish, she's fouled. Foul will go against Lily Helmuth, freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And it'll send Sophia Radish to the line. Subs for both sides. Faith Davis returns to the floor for Trinity. Layla McNeil's back out there as well. Zion Tatum is back out there for Grace. First of two free throw attempts misses from Radish. Free throws have been a struggle for both sides early on. We've not yet seen one go in. See if Radish can change that right here. She can indeed. Trolls doubling up the Tigers now, their biggest lead of the period. Radish leaves. Layla Gibson right back in after a short rest. Very short. Pressure in the backcourt from Gibson. Helmuth's having some trouble. Finds Tatum. And that's 10 second or timeout. They got a timeout just before the 10-second call. Theo Owens is pointing at the scoreboard right now. The shot clock is at 20 seconds, which means that 10 seconds have officially checked off the clock, but I think the timeout was granted just an instant before the 10-second call would have gone into effect. The referees are talking it over. Are they giving the timeout to Grace? I know the timeout was called just to prevent them from getting the 10-second call, but usually you call a timeout, you're at least going to gather over by the bench for a moment. I'm not sure what they're actually calling here. I guess they're giving him the timeout. Still Grace basketball. Baseline jumper is good. And that's Alyssa Kennedy getting her first points of the game. Still just a 5-point game. Trinity's outplayed Grace in the first quarter, but They haven't created a huge distance as Davis fires a three, and that's good. Faith Davis hits her second three of the game, and now the lead is up to 8. So they are starting to pull away just a bit here late in the first quarter. Good offensive period for the Trolls. Knocked loose from Wilkes. McNeil gets the strip. Now McNeil out in front of the pack. Can't convert, but Maraven Mondi is there to commit the foul. Credit to Mondi defensively. It looked like McNeil was going to have an uncontested layup, but she hustled back on D, forced a tough shot, and now is going to make McNeil earn it from the free throw line. First attempt from Layla McNeil is off the mark. One more chance coming. So free throws continue to be a struggle here. Offensive rebounds, not as much for the Trolls. Hannah Sharinga gets the putback to make it a double-digit lead for the first time. Mondi is stripped, gets it back, and as she falls to the floor, she shovels it off to Ashlyn Wilkes. Wilkes will take her time here. Let the offense get set up. Shot clock under 15. We haven't seen a lot of that today. Quick shots. Maraven Mondi step back three from up top. No good off the rim. Rebound is brought in initially by Destiny Goodwin. Goodwin chases it down the second time, and she's fouled. Or she got a timeout in. So she struggled to grab the rebound the first time. She lost it, got it back. The defensive pressure came in, and we've got a 30-second timeout here with just over a minute to play in the first quarter. Good lead for the Trolls. 19 points already on the board. It's been a fast-moving first quarter. I don't mean that the clock hasn't stopped. I mean the players have been moving up and down the floor. Neither team has shot the ball all that well, but still a really good offensive showing from the Trolls, in part because of the rapid pace of the quarter and in part because of some second chance points. That goes all the way back to their first possession. After winning the tip, Faith Davis missed a three. On a second chance, she hit a three. She's got a team leading 6 points right now. Hannah Sharinga has matched her. She's got 6 as well. Trolls basketball from underneath their own basket. Coming out of the timeout. Layla Gibson walks it across half court to set things up. Shot clock around 20. One step Davis, three-pointer. It was on target, but too long. Offensive rebound Sharinga, another chance here. Those second chance efforts have been huge for the Trolls. Sharinga doesn't get the roll. Another offensive rebound. Third chance. This time, Layla McNeil scores underneath. It's a 7-0 run for the Trolls. The lead is up to 12. Here's Mackenzie Mondi trying to get Grace back on the board before the end of the period. Kennedy passes to her right. This is Zion Tatum. Shot clock is down under 10. Mackenzie Mondi splits the defense all the way in, misses the layup, but she's fouled. She has a way of getting to the rim. Mackenzie Mondi, when all hope looks lost on a possession. She's done it a few times. Splitting a couple of defenders right there. Almost finished and had a chance at a three-point play. She couldn't quite get that far, but still a chance at a two-point play here. Well, a chance at a one-point play anyway. She's 0 of 3 from the free throw line. Mondi has just 2 points so far in the game. Missed them both. Sharinga grabs the rebound. Shot clock is off. Under 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's Gibson around a couple of defenders. Little runner misses. Fight for the rebound won by Ashlyn Wilkes. And she does not have time to get another shot off before the end of the quarter. A good first quarter for the Trolls. They scored on their opening possession and never trailed. They've led the entire way. 21-9 is the score after 10 minutes of play here at Trinity Christian this afternoon. Tigers fought hard throughout that first quarter, and they kept things close. It was just a 5-point game as recently as 14-9, but the Trolls ended the period by scoring the last 7 points consecutively. And the really impressive thing they did more and more as the quarter went on is grab those offensive rebounds. Shooting was not really the strong suit for either team throughout most of that first quarter, but they were able to turn things around. Trinity Christian got some big help from Faith Davis. Davis hit the opening three and then hit another three late in the quarter as well. Outside shooting has been a struggle for the most part in this game, except for Davis. But a couple of big three-pointers from the sophomore out of Bourbonnais. And Trinity's got to be feeling pretty good about where they sit in this game to start things off. You play a team like Grace Christian, you want to get off to a good start because Grace has a short bench. They've got 13 players listed on their roster, but they have not actually gone that deep the whole year. And only 9, I believe, available today. That might be 8, actually. I think. Well, it looks like they only have 2 players on the bench, actually. So it might just be 7 players available to them today. So the reason I say you want to get off to a good start against them is because you figure a team with a short bench might wear down a little bit as the game goes on. So if you're already playing from a positive position, you're in really good shape to pull away as things roll on. Grace basketball. Start the second quarter. As I said, 13 on the roster. It looks like they've got 7 available to them today. They haven't played more than 8 or 9 in a game all year. Bounce down low. This is Wilkes. Turnaround blocked by McNeil. Her second block of the game. And a loose ball secured by Destiny Goodwin. Goodwin traveled. 4th turnover of the game for Trinity. Both teams have coughed it up 4 times here. Been talking about the big difference being rebounding so far. Trinity's doubling up Grace right now, 20-10. And in fact, on the offensive end of the floor, the Trolls have out-rebounded the Tigers. They've got 9 offensive rebounds, just 8 defensive rebounds for Grace. Helmuth feigns the 3. She hit a 3-pointer earlier. The only long-distance shot so far in the game for Grace as Jada Reese goes inside, misses off the glass, fights for her own rebound, and we've got a held ball. It will go Trinity's way. Short delay here. Jada Reese has an untied shoe. That had happened during the course of the game. She might have to just take herself out of the play, but because she bent over to tie it during a stoppage, the refs will allow her to finish before giving the ball to Sophia Radish and letting the Trolls inbound. Nobody's scored yet in the second quarter. 12-point lead for Trinity. It's Radish up top. Firing off to the right side and intercepted. Davis was trying for an entry pass to McNeil to no avail. On the other end, Mackenzie Mondi is able to let the defense blow by and then lay it in. Mondi's got 4 points now. McNeil into some trouble, keeps the dribble though, passes outside. Davis for 3. Got it. Third three-pointer of the game for Faith Davis. She's 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. The rest of the team is just 0 for 4. But Davis is helping the Trolls create some separation here. Helmuth tries to respond and does. Lily Helmuth rattles home a 3, her second of the game. Similarly, she's been the lone shooter for Grace today. Helmuth is 2 for 2, and the rest of the team 0 for 3. There's an interception from Mackenzie Mondi. One-on-one with Radish, and it looks like a travel. Very similar, actually, to the last time Mondi pulled that move inside. Let the defender blow by and tried to hold that pivot foot. Last time around, the referees ruled that she did hold the back foot. This time around, she clearly did not. She dragged it behind her, and so it's a turnover. McNeil, turnaround jumper, no good. And fighting for the rebound, she knocks it out of bounds. Good hustle from McNeil, but not able to keep the play alive. Full court press from the Trolls. Tries to create some difficulty for Helmuth, but she's able to walk it across the timeline. Tatum drives into the right side, working on Goodwin, and Goodwin's called for the foul. So Zion Tatum heads to the free throw line. Free throws have been an adventure today. It's the first Tigers shooter other than Mackenzie Mondi, who has missed all 4 of her attempts. This one is good. Just the second made free throw combined in this game. The two teams have gone 2 for 10 between them. Second attempt from Tatum is good. Perfect that time. And the deficit for Grace is back to single digits. 24-16 our score. Trolls work the ball around the perimeter. This is Radish on the right side. To the free throw line, Sharinga. She hands it off to Savic. Katarina Savic got in a little bit too far underneath the basket. She throws it off the bottom of the backboard. Mackenzie Mondi trying to make something happen. Off the glass, no good. Fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Jada Reese. To the free throw line, Reese nearly took it away from McNeil. McNeil kept it alive. Drive from Radish, off balance shot, misses. Rebounded by Jada Reese, stripped out of her hand. She does the splits, and we've got a tie-up. It's impressive flexibility from Jada Reese. I don't think she meant to go down and do the splits. But I can say that if I did that, I don't think I would ever walk again. She popped right back up. It is Grace Christian basketball after the shared possession. Sophia Radish hassling, I should say, Lily Helmuth. But she's able to get it across. Over to Tatum, open three. A little bit too strong, rebound Goodwin. It's a big miss. It was a good look for Tatum, and if she had hit that, we'd be looking at a 5-point game once again. Instead, Goodwin drives, knocked out of bounds by Tatum. So no offensive rebound this time, but it will stay with the Trolls just the same. Maraven Mondi back in for the Tigers. Big first quarter for Sharinga. She passes off to Katarina Savic. Sharinga not on the stat sheet yet in the second quarter. She had 6 points, 8 rebounds in the first. Offense has been hard to come by for the Trolls here in the second quarter. They've got just one bucket. Tatum drives, lays it up and in. And now just a 6-point game. Faith Davis hit a three-pointer. That is the entirety of the Trinity offense here in the second. Davis being looked at over on the sideline right now. I think she might have had a cut on her leg that they were getting cleaned up. But this is Goodwin driving to the basket and laying it in. Destiny Goodwin gets herself involved offensively. 8-point lead now for the Trolls. Wilkes crosses over, drives to the left. Wilkes, little off-balance runner off the glass. Impressive play by Ashlyn Wilkes. 4 points for Wilkes. We got a tight game here. Trinity led by 12 at the end of the first quarter. Goodwin's jumper, no good. Rebound chased down by Savick right before she fell to the ground. She kept it alive. Here's McNeil in the corner. 2-point jumper misses. And another offensive rebound. This time it's Radish. Radish has the ball poked away from her on the pass attempt. Going the other way is Helmuth. Layup is good. Turnover leads to some points in transition for Grace. This is as close as the score has been since early. McNeil nearly lost it on the pass from Radish that was behind her, but a nice job by McNeil to keep it alive. Goodwin splits the double team, kicks it outside. Three-pointer is no good from Savick. Another offensive rebound. McNeil up with it. No. Grabs her own miss. One bounce, up again, and a foul. McNeil and Sharinga today have just been cleaning up those offensive boards. McNeil a little bit shaken up after that foul. Back on her feet, she's hunched over. Appears to be in some discomfort, but doesn't look like she has any intention of leaving the game. Faith Davis is back in for the Trolls. She's been the biggest purveyor of offense today, so nice to see her back on the floor as McNeil's first of 2 free throws is good. Anastasia Anane is in for the first time as well. Joining Radish and Savick. McNeil will check out if she makes this free throw, which she does. And so Layla Gibson comes back in. Raven Mondi sets up the offense, fires across half court and finds Wilkes. Good ball movement here for the Tigers. There's a drive, the runner off the glass misses from Helmuth, and Anani just reaches over her head to grab the rebound. Quickly on the other end, Savick, too strong off the glass. Rebounded by Wilkes, who is quickly fouled, I believe, by Gibson. Fouls have not been a big issue here in the first half. That is just the team's second. Although sending people to the free throw line may not be the worst strategy in this game. The two teams have combined to go 3 for 11 from there. Wilkes throws it away, out of bounds. She was looking for Helmuth, got it behind her. That backcourt trap defense pays off. And Trinity takes possession with their 6-point lead, getting late in the first half. Down to the corner for Davis. Faith Davis wings it up top, Savick. Davis tries another three, a little bit short. Rebound for a 5'3" tall Helmuth. In amongst the trees, she's able to come away with it. Mondi, tough shot. Air ball rebounded by Davis. I think Mondi was just trying to draw a foul right there. Not really in control as she ran into the contact and just threw that ball up. Nice fake from Savick, but her pass is intercepted. Mondi takes it away. She takes it into traffic, and it's stripped from her. Ball loose once again. Anani had it, and Wilkes took it away. So here's Ashlyn Wilkes on the other end, blocked, but a foul call. Sophia Radish doesn't like the call. Thought she got all ball, but Ashlyn Wilkes will go to the free throw line. Substitutions for both sides. Zion Tatum back in for Grace. Trinity counters with Layla McNeil, and that's good to see. McNeil was certainly experiencing some discomfort after she was fouled a few moments ago, had to leave the game. But back out there already as Wilkes knocks down the first free throw. 3 straight free throws made after just 1 of the first 9 went in. Second free throw is good. Credit to Grace Christian. They are keeping things close here. Trinity was really threatening to run away early. But the Tigers have clamped down on defense. And the Trolls are having hard times finding open looks here in the second quarter. Layla McNeil passes over to Sharinga. Kicked outside. Radish, three-pointer, rims out. Nothing falling right now for the home team. Here's Gennady passing off to Wilkes, open 3. Too strong from Wilkes, rebound McNeil. McNeil leads the charge, she's got numbers, takes it in herself on Wilkes, and she misses on the layup. Foul called on Trinity, and now that's their 4th. McNeil going just a little bit too fast for her own good. She had help off to her right if she wanted to pass off. She took it right in on Ashlyn Wilkes, the only defender who got back in time. And Wilkes was able to force the stop. Helmuth passes to her left. Down low, it's Tatum working against Radish. Outside Gennady. Helmuth, 1 step inside the arc, misses on the jumper. Offensive rebound, Jada Reese is fouled going up. And if that's on Radish, that's her 3rd. It is. Sophia Radish picks up her 3rd foul, the 2nd to come in just the last minute plus. So Radish has to leave the game for a while. Layla Gibson, the freshman from Joliet, is back in. Free throw is good. 1 more coming for Jada Reese. Credit to the Tigers. They've turned around their foul shooting game. They missed their first 4, but have now made 5 in a row. 6 in a row. Just a 2-point game here. It's conceivable that Grace could have the lead going into halftime. It'll become a big possession here for Trinity. They've scored just 7 points in the second quarter. Can they get back on the board a few more times before the break? Bounced into the corner, long 2 for Gibson, no good. Rebound loose, Sharinga is able to grab another offensive rebound, her 6th today. 6 just on the offensive end. Good ball movement. Kicked out to McNeil. Her jumper misses. And the rebound tracked down in the corner by Alyssa Gennady. See if the Tigers can go 2 for 1 here. Wilkes puts it on the floor. Kicks it outside. Helmuth for 3 and the lead. Way off. This will probably be the last offensive possession of the half for Trinity. Can they turn it into points? Savick bounces around the perimeter, kicks it out to Davis. 3-pointer, Faith Davis hits her 4th 3 of the game. And here in this second quarter, she has single-handedly kept Trinity in the lead. 12 seconds to play, shoveled inside, Helmuth, layup, got it. Still 8 seconds on the clock. Trinity can get a shot off if they work quickly here. It's Savick. Savick steps into a 3, off the mark. And that'll do it for the first half of play. Trinity led the entire way. We had no ties, no lead changes. But Grace made it awfully tight at the end prior to the Faith Davis 3-pointer. The lead was all the way down to 2 points. Faith Davis, though, a big first half, has kept her team out in front. And as we head into the break, our score is Trinity 31, Grace 28. We'll take a break here. I'll be back in about 15 minutes to get you some first half stats, get you ready for the second half, and then 20 more minutes of basketball still to come right here at Trinity Christian. The Trolls lead by 3 at halftime.
first time doing this. I got the pronunciation guide that I've got here has got it, so I will.
Yeah, that is it. I read it. Ladicivia.
Yeah. Huh?
I remember having a ceremony. It's time to get married before June. That's why it's funny because I know students, my recollection is this is when I did freshman. Actually, I remember being in the limo at Todd's wedding and Kate was cracking me up because he kept talking about this, but he couldn't.
It's halftime here at Trinity Christian College, but we're just about set to start half number 2 as the Trolls take on the Tigers of Grace Christian College. Terry Bonadonna with you for another 20 minutes of basketball here, and so far so good for the Trolls. They haven't pulled away like I'm sure they would have preferred, but they've led the entire way. They hit a three-pointer on their first possession and never saw the Tigers come back to tie or take the lead after that. So for essentially 20 minutes, the Trolls have been in the lead. They were up by as many as 13 early in the second quarter. It was 24-11, but from that point on, Grace kind of took over the rest of the way, and the reason is because the Trolls were just not able to put the ball in the basket. 3 of 19 from the field in that second quarter, and 2 of those 3 baskets were three-pointers by Faith Davis, who seemed at times to single-handedly be keeping her team in the lead. Davis has 12 points on 4 of 8 shooting, all of those from beyond the arc. Hannah Sharinga, good first half, 6 points, 10 rebounds. Layla McNeil played well as well with 6 points and 6 rebounds. Grace Christian was led by Lily Helmuth, who had 10 points. Offensively, Trinity's best asset was their own misses. Second chances were big. They scored 12 second chance points, 15 offensive rebounds, although it really was a different game for Grace Christian when Jada Reese was in there. Reese only had 4 rebounds, but she was so active inside on every rebound. She did a good job of preventing some of those second chances for Trinity as time went on. So we'll see if the Trolls can get things going a little bit more cleanly in the half-court game now in the second half as they start with the ball now going from right to left. Faith Davis tries the 3. No good. Well, that's been their offense for much of the night. Faith Davis shooting from the outside. She's now 4 of 9 on three-pointers. The rest of the team has gone 0 for 8. In fact, Davis and Lily Helmuth for Grace Christian have gone a combined 6 for 12 for 3. There's a drive for Jada Reese. She lays it in. This is as close as this game has been at any point today, 31-30. Cross half court, it's Layla Gibson. Gibson takes it in, kicks it out. Another three-pointer for Davis. No good. 0 for 2 to start this half. I was going to say before, they've gone a combined 6 of 12. Now it's 6 of 13 as Gibson is called for the foul. Everybody other than those 2 players have gone a combined 0 for 12 shooting three-pointers. Overall in the game at halftime, Trinity was shooting just 28% overall to just 33% for Grace. And that number dropping a little bit for Trinity. They're now just 12 of 45 shooting for the game. Reese, jumper, no good. Would have given the Tigers the lead. Instead, Trinity can extend theirs. McNeil takes it inside. No good. Stopped by Jada Reese. And a held ball called. We're going the other way. I said it at halftime. Now 68 seconds into the second half, it remains true. Jada Reese has been the difference maker inside. That time nobody picked up Layla McNeil. She took it all the way inside and was not hassled defensively until she ran into Reese just hanging out underneath the basket. Reese held her hand straight up. There was contact, but not enough for a foul. There is a foul here called on Layla Gibson. That's already her second of this half. Gibson on the reach-in that time. She's got 3 fouls now for the game, so she checks out, and Destiny Goodwin comes back in. The reason that Gibson started the half on the floor in the first place instead of the usual starter, Sophia Radis, is because Radis picked up 3 fouls of her own in the first half. Now McNeil, active hands, pokes it away from Helmuth, but Mondi is there to pull it in. Long 2-point jumper is off the mark from Tatum, but an offensive rebound. Reese double clutches. She's fouled. Jada Reese heads to the free throw line where she has made both of her prior attempts. 1 would tie the score for the first time. 2 would give her team the lead for the first time. We're tied at 31. And the second one is good as well for the first time today. Grace has the lead. 32-31 our score. Since early in the second quarter, they have outscored Trinity That one is through the hands of Scheringa, nearly out of bounds. They've outscored them 21-8. Actually, make that 22-8. No, 21-7. Never very good at math. Mondi takes the ball away from Scheringa. Ahead for Ashlyn Wilkes. The layup is good. 6-0 to the Tigers to start out the second half. Here's Davis. Another three-point attempt. It's good. Trinity badly needed that one. They got it. The fifth three-pointer of the game for Faith Davis. She's 5 of 11 from beyond the arc. We're tied at 34. On the run, Tatum throws it off the side of the backboard and out of bounds. So Trinity got the big three that they needed. Now they get the stop that they needed. And they look to reclaim control of this thing. Scheringa stripped by Reese. Ball loose on the floor, and it rolls out of bounds along the baseline. It'll stay with Trinity. Inbounded to Scheringa. Nobody picked her up. Wide open jumper, but she can't get it to go. Rebound to Ashlyn Wilkes. Helmuth wants to run. Helmuth inside looking for Wilkes. Poked away by Savick and out of bounds. .21 on the shot clock. Still Tigers basketball. Mackenzie Mondi is the inbounder. She gets it into Tatum. Up top, Wilkes for three. Off the mark. Offensive rebound. Jada Reese bullies her way through the defense and puts it in. Two more for Jada Reese, who's got 8 points now and has controlled the pace of this game in the second half. Good drive the other way. Goodwin lays it in, ties the score, and we've got a timeout called by Trinity Christian. 6:46 to play, third quarter, 36-36. Looked early on like this might be a runaway for the Trolls. Now they're hanging on for dear life, but a nice little drive right there gets them back on the board, and now Theo Owens will try to carry that over to the defensive end. Credit to Grace today. They're playing shorthanded. They took a big deficit early, but they did not give in. They have certainly outplayed Trinity since the end of the first quarter. But the Trolls trying to get back on track here, and they've, after coughing up their lead, tied it up once again. And now trying to force a turnover on the defensive end. McNeil pokes the ball away from Helmuth, out of bounds. Stays with the Tigers. They'll inbound it from the sideline. 5 seconds off the shot clock. Wilkes dribbles off to the right side. Crossover, pulls back. Good defense by Destiny Goodwin. Here's Tatum giving it up to Mackenzie Mondi. Mondi bounces it down low, poked away by Scheringa, and McNeil scoops up the loose ball. McNeil leads the charge ahead for Scheringa and threw her hands out of bounds. Both Scheringa and Faith Davis were out in front of that Grace defense. Maybe a little bit more touch on that pass from McNeil would have led to an easy layup, but straight through the hands of Scheringa. Foul called on Savick. Third foul of the quarter. Second of the game on Scheringa. Mackenzie Mondi is the inbounder. And Mondi finds Helmuth, leading scorer today for Grace. Mondi drives, loses her footing, and that's a travel. Second time today, Mackenzie Mondi has been called for a traveling violation. She's aggressive on the drives, but has, on occasion, struggled to keep her feet underneath her after completing those drives. Here's Davis. Savick with half the shot clock gone. Off to the left side, Davis, three-pointer. Rims out, rebound tapped around. McNeil is fouled by Reese. The second foul on Jada Reese. It's just the fifth foul called all game against Grace. And their first of the half. And with her second foul, actually, sorry, that's her third foul. So that's a costly one as she checks out. Moraven Mondi is back in. Reese hits the free throw. McNeil, rather. Layla McNeil, 3 of 5 from the line today. She misses on the second. Offensive rebound, Goodwin, back up and in. 3-point play for the Trolls. Helmuth tries to answer quickly on the other end, loses her footing, keeps the dribble, and a timeout is called from the Trinity, or rather from the Grace Christian bench. 5:34 to play in the third quarter. 23 on the shot clock for Grace. It's a full timeout, with the Tigers trailing the Trolls by a 39-36 count. Jada Reese just went to the bench with her third foul. This has been a decidedly different game with Reese on the floor. She's been the key player for Grace today, but she's only been out there for a little over 13 minutes in total. And so we'll see, while she's on the bench right now, if Trinity can go on a little run. It's already started. They've scored 3 points since she checked out. One of those was on a free throw, which was created by the Reese foul. But offensive rebounds were the story of the early part of this game. Trolls dominated the offensive glass early on, led to a lot of second chance points. Once Reese came back in the game in the second quarter, she pretty much put the clamps on that. And the Trolls just haven't been able to get enough consistent good looks from their half-court game. So with a smaller lineup out there right now for Grace, it might make a big difference. Ashlyn Wilkes, tallest player on the floor for the Tigers at 5'10". Reese is 6 feet, and Alexa Borgman is 6'1", but Borgman is holding the clipboard over on the sideline. So with her out, certainly not as many rebounds available to Grace. Inbounds pass is intercepted by Savick. Savick takes it the other way, 1-on-2, takes it right into Tatum and draws the foul. Trinity's been playing without a couple of their key players who were in foul trouble. Sophia Radis picked up her third foul with 2 minutes to play in the second quarter and has not been heard from since. Layla Gibson picked up her third foul early in the second half. First free throw misses from Savick. 4 for 10 from the line today. It's the Trolls' stat line, make it 4 for 11. But an offensive rebound, Savick puts it back up and in. Grabbed her own miss, and there you go. With Reese out of the game, the offensive rebounding and the second chances return for Trinity Christian. Here's a drive from Helmuth, who lost her footing. The ball is loose on the floor and picked up by Tatum. Davis didn't see it there. It was rolling around right behind her. Mackenzie Mondi trips as she heads to the baseline, knocked out of bounds, last touched by the Trolls. Alyssa Gennady back in for Trinity, for Grace. Gennady down in the corner, one dribble, throws it across to Mondi. Mackenzie Mondi is able to lay it in, working against the much bigger Chloe Capteen. She got Capteen off her feet. Nice move by Mondi. 6 points for her. Davis to Capteen outside. McNeil, jumper from 2-point range, no good. Offensive rebound. Goodwin, second chance, no. Another offensive rebound. Capteen is blocked out of bounds. And McNeil is on the floor. Didn't see what happened there. There must have been a little bit of contact in the fight for the rebound, a little bit away from the ball. But she is in clear pain. And so the players clear the court, so the training staff can deal with her. McNeil had to leave the game earlier. She was bumped on a play that got her to the free throw line. She stayed in to take the free throws, but then had to depart after that. Was only on the bench for a few minutes, though, before she was able to return. And now for the second time today, she's banged up. And seems to be in quite a bit of pain down on the floor. Again, I didn't see what happened. Looked like there was a battle for the loose ball. It was won by Trinity, but not by McNeil, a little bit away from the play. It looks like she's cramping up. Trying to work out some of that pain in the back of her leg, and also bringing her a drink is usually a sign of a cramp. She might not be hydrated enough right now. And those cramps can be painful, but that's a best case scenario right now for Trinity and for Layla McNeil, who really seemed shaken up. And if it's just a cramp, then it won't be a long-term issue for her. It shouldn't be. 4:28 to play in the third quarter. The Trolls lead by 3. This was the count at halftime as well. Each team has scored 10 over the first 5.5 minutes of this third quarter. As McNeil is helped to her feet, not putting any weight on the right leg. She's hopping off the floor. Again, as of right now, it looks like cramps. So we'll see if she's able to return to action soon. The ball does belong to the team in white, so Trinity will try to extend their lead. Inbounded to Capteen, too hard off the glass. Grabs her own miss, second chance is good. Here comes Grace breaking the press. It's Mackenzie Mondi bumped on her way to the basket. Can't finish, but she'll go to the line. She is 0 for 4 from the free throw line so far today. First free throw misses. Mondi's got 6 points today. 0 of 5 from the free throw line has not helped her stat line. Second chance is no good. She's 0 for 6 from the line, and that's killer in a 5-point game right now. Savick ahead for Davis. Davis had a good look, elected not to take the three that time. Instead, it's Capteen inside, no good. Rolls around the rim but does not fall, and a fight for the rebound. Sends the ball back to Trinity Christian. Possession arrow facing the Trolls here. Inbounded to Sarah Page. Page sets her feet, fires the three and misses. And the rebound taken out of the hands of Goodwin by Mackenzie Mondi. Mondi working quickly the other way. Mondi's layup too hard. Offensive rebound. Wilkes can't finish on the runner, and another tie-up. This time it'll stay with Grace. .342 to play in the third. Mondi, wide open three. Way too hard. Rebounded by Davis. Still only 2 players in this game have made a three-pointer. Lily Helmuth has hit 2 of them for Grace. Faith Davis has 5 for Trinity. Nobody else has been successful from the outside. Davis takes a step back, fires it into Goodwin. Goodwin along the paint into Capteen, and Capteen's able to lay it in. The lead is back to 7 for Trinity. They were up by as many as 13 in the first half. Grace fought back, took the lead away from them, but ever since Jada Reese picked up her third foul, it has been all Trolls. Mondi is blocked by Goodwin. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Tigers. The difference in the way this game has been played, though, with Reese on the floor and without her, has been striking. Huge advantage Trolls when she's on the bench. Inbounds pass fired all the way across court to Moraven Mondi. Step back three is no good. Long rebound chased down by Mackenzie Mondi. Mondi's fouled. And we've got, it looks like a flagrant foul called on Goodwin. Goodwin was called for the initial foul, and then an extra shove to Mackenzie Mondi after the whistle had blown. Mondi is 0 for 6 on free throws today. But she'll get a big chance to turn that number around right here. With a couple of shots and then the ball back. She misses the first free throw. 0 for 7. Hard foul called on Destiny Goodwin. Gives the Tigers a good chance to get themselves back in this. But Mondi misses 2 more free throws. So it is still Tigers' possession, but they had a chance to make this a 4 or a 5-point play, and instead, they'll just inbound it from the baseline. Sophia Radis is back in. First time we've seen her in over 9 minutes of game time. And including halftime, a lot longer than that in real time. Inbound it to Tatum. Lily Helmuth calls out the play. Passes off to the right side. 7 seconds to shoot, and it's taken away. Savick has the steal. One-on-one, she lays it in. 9-point lead for the Trolls. Trinity starting to take control once again as Goodwin knocks the pass away, but it's kept alive by the Tigers. Wilkes out to Mondi, and Mondi, like a pinball, bounces between Radis and Savick, and they got Radis for her fourth. There was contact on both of them, but Radis got her first, and I'm sure Theo Owens was hoping that they would get Savick on that, but instead it's Radis' fourth foul. She's been a non-factor here in the second half. Just 40 seconds before picking up her fourth foul after making her first appearance of the half. And so Hannah Sharinga's back in there. Sharinga has 3 fouls as well. Moraven Mondi is the free throw shooter. First shot is good. Free throws have been a rocky road for both teams in this game. But Moraven Mondi makes them both here. Pulls them back to within 7. Faith Davis for 3, not this time. Rebound chased down though by Capteen. It stays alive for the Trolls. Sharinga lays it in. Hannah Sharinga was so active early in the game. We haven't seen her in a long time with foul trouble. But if they can get her involved again, that could go a long way to putting this thing on ice. Lobbed inside for Ashlyn Wilkes, and Wilkes is fouled. A little bit of a push underneath from Chloe Capteen, and we're going back to the free throw line here. Two free throws for Ashlyn Wilkes. There's that N at the end of her name to ensure that we know we're not talking about Gone with the Wind. But Ashlyn, A-S-H-L-Y-N, makes the first free throw. I can't help but think of Ashley Wilkes, though, every time I see her name. She makes the second free throw, 49-42. Goodwin off to the right. This is Sharinga. Capteen kicks it out to Davis. Faith Davis leads the way with 15 points today, all from beyond the three-point line. Nice drive by Gibson. Got around one defender. Couldn't shake the second one. Wilkes comes away with the block, but the ball is thrown up for grabs in the front court and easily chased down by Savick. Easiest steal she'll ever have, probably. Capteen turns inside. She's fouled by Mondi. Two shots for Capteen. First one's good. Final minute of play in the third quarter. Capteen's trying to make it a 9-point game. She's played well here in the second half, especially in the absence of Sharinga, who is back on the floor now. Second shot misses. Capteen's got 5 points. It'll stay there for now as the rebound is knocked out of bounds. Tigers basketball. Mackenzie Mondi all the way inside, misses the layup. Got in between Capteen and Davis, but was not able to finish. Thrown away. Sharinga's pass intercepted by Helmuth. Bounced inside for Mondi. Ball knocked loose and again stolen by Trinity. 7-second difference between the shot and game clocks here. Grace does have one foul to give. Mondi working hard to try to take that ball away, and she is called on the foul against Savick. So that resets the shot clock. So this will be the last possession of the quarter if Trinity wants it to be. Amina Alexander comes in, a little extra offense for Trinity here on this final possession of the period. Capteen checks out. 15.6 seconds to play here. The shot clock had been down to 8 before the foul. It was called on Mackenzie Mondi. Here's Savick. Savick runs some clock. It's at 8 seconds. Three-pointer for Alexander, way off. Rebound kicked out of bounds, off of White. So there'll be Tigers basketball, 3.3 on the clock. And Capteen back in for defense. Inbound it to Tatum. Tatum, long range shot and well short. So the Tigers aren't able to get much going on that last possession. They were down by 3 at halftime. Actually came back to take the lead early in the third quarter, something that didn't seem forthcoming early in this game. They went ahead, but after Jada Reese picked up her third foul, everything turned around in Trinity's favor, and they dominated the rest of the quarter, going back up by double digits before settling for an 8-point advantage at the end of the quarter. I talked about it early. Grace is playing with a short bench today. They've only got 2 reserves, and we've seen a heavy dose of both of them, Raven Mondi and Alyssa Gennady. But with only 7 players available, you always have to wonder how much energy do you expend to erase that big deficit, and is there enough left in the tank to hold on to a lead once you get it? Well, it certainly wasn't the case for Grace Christian in the third quarter, but I think the biggest issue was not their depth. It was that one of their starters had to sit out for a long period of time because of fouls. Jada Reese, because of fouls, only played 9 minutes in the first half. And the team was certainly better with her out there. But in the second half, it was even more striking. She really controlled the paint both offensively and defensively. And she helped to lead her team back from 13 points behind to take a lead. As soon as she had to check out with her third foul, Trinity turned it around and outscored the Tigers by double figures for much of the time that she was out. Start of the fourth quarter, 10 minutes to play, and it's Trinity basketball trying to make it a double-digit lead once again here. Again, their biggest lead has been 13, but that was early in the second quarter. 24-11 was the score at the time. Capteen denied inside, threw it off the backboard. We're going the other way. Mackenzie Mondi sets up the offense for the Trolls. Mondi around the screen from Reese, works her way into the paint, and called for the double dribble. Indecision from Mackenzie Mondi right there. We've seen that a lot from her. It's the first time she's been called for a double dribble, but it's been kind of a recurring theme that she does such a good job of driving into the paint, blowing by defenders, and then once she gets inside, she's just indecisive, and it's led her to some turnovers. Davis misses the three-point attempt. Fight for the rebound, won by Goodwin. Goodwin throws it up, and a foul called as Capteen is brought down with the ball. Helmuth called for her third foul. Make that her second. First on the team. Capteen is at the line. 1 for 2 today. Make it 2 of 3. She's got 6 points. Trinity as a team is just 6 of 14 on free throws. But inching ever closer to 50% with that one. 10-point lead. Capteen's got 7 points. Tatum passes to her left. This is Mondi. Tatum for 3. Air ball. Rebound chased down by Jada Reese. Reese, nice defense by Sharinga. Has to pass outside. Mackenzie Mondi travels. Same old story for Mondi. Good drive, can't finish it as she turns it over inside once again. 5 turnovers in the game now for Mackenzie Mondi. She's played well at times, but she's 3 for 12 from the field, 0 of 8 on free throws, and it's hard for this Tigers team to win if Mondi's putting up numbers like that. They need her to score. Passed into the corner for Goodwin. One bounce. The jumper is good. And the Trolls are pulling away here in the fourth. 12-point lead. One off their biggest of the game. Reese on the drive, doesn't get the roll. Rebounded by Capteen, and Reese fouls her. Not a smart foul by Jada Reese. That's her 4th. She has been so important to her team's performance in this game. And that time she just whacked an arm on her way by. I think a frustration foul after her missed shot, but a very unnecessary one. Sharinga off to Capteen. One bounce, back outside. Goodwin in the corner. Goodwin drives up with the right hand. No, it doesn't go for her. And knocked out of bounds by Sharinga. Well, that was so close from Goodwin. It was a beautiful play. But the ball didn't quite cooperate. This one's not over yet. Trolls have started to pull away, but there's enough time for the Tigers to make a run. So Trinity needs to keep that defensive intensity up. They've played well so far this quarter, and again, they force a turnover. Sharinga kind of cut off Maraven Mondi's path to that ball, and the pass ended up floating into no man's land. 15th turnover of the game for Grace. Davis across to Savick. Into the paint, Sharinga. Bounce to Capteen. Capteen trying to get around a couple of defenders. Hits it off the side of the backboard. Tatum off to the left. Helmuth fakes left, dribbles right, back to Tatum. Three-pointer off the backboard, no good. And out of bounds on the Trolls. Grace Christian still looking for their first three-pointer for anybody other than Helmuth. Aside from Helmuth and Faith Davis, the rest of the players in this game have gone 0 for 21 from three-point range. Even Davis has cooled off. She was 4 of 8 in the first half, 1 of 6 in the second. Layla McNeil back in the game guarding Ashlyn Wilkes. That's good to see. McNeil left the game with apparent leg cramps back in the third quarter. Mondi is fouled. And now the question is, can Mackenzie Mondi convert from the free throw line? The rest of her team has been perfect, 12 of 12. But she's gone 0 for 8 on foul shots. And Mondi finally makes one. Big shot for Mackenzie Mondi, who's now got 7 points in the game. This would make it a 10-point game. And it does. So after starting the day out 0 for 8, she makes 2 in a row this time around. 54-44. Goodwin across court to Davis. Three-pointer way off that time from Davis. Fight for the rebound, won by McNeil. McNeil's 7th rebound of the game, but she cannot convert on the putback. The ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay here. That's 7 offensive rebounds in the game for Layla McNeil, who is the second Troll in double figures. She and Sharinga both have 10 rebounds, and Faith Davis has 6 three-pointers. 18 points in the game for the sophomore Davis. The lead has matched its largest of the afternoon at 13. Helmuth for 3. In response, no good. Helmuth grabs her own rebound into Wilkes. Wilkes is blocked by Sharinga, who is called for the foul, and that's number 4 on Hannah Sharinga. Two free throws for Wilkes. Well, prior to that, the rest of the team outside of Mondi had been perfect, so trends are reversing. Now Mondi's perfect, and the rest of the team can't make them, I guess. Now Wilkes proves that wrong. She hits 1 of 2. Kennedy checks back in for Wilkes. Sharinga stays on the floor, despite picking up that foul. I was looking at the wrong column on the stat sheet. That's only the second foul on Sharinga. So no big problem with her picking that one up. Davis into the corner. Goodwin hits the 3. First non-Faith Davis player on the team to convert from the outside. The lead is up to 15, and there's Savick with a block from behind. It looked like a break for Mackenzie Mondi. The defense a little bit slow to get back, but Savick was able to turn up the speed, cover that distance, and come up with the block from behind to keep this one at a 15-point lead. 5:47 to play. We got a full timeout on the floor. Trinity got a scare in that third quarter, but they have righted the ship, and they look to be in good position to end Grace's winning streak at 3 games. Grace Christian has put up some big offensive numbers recently, including going over 100 points in their last game, but this is a tougher foe for them today. And even though they made their run, they seem to be maybe running out of steam a little bit here towards the end. Big three-pointer a moment ago for Destiny Goodwin. Goodwin has played big minutes tonight. She's been out there for 25 minutes overall. She's got 11 points, which ranks her second on the team behind Faith Davis. And she's really been forced to be out there a lot because of foul issues for Layla Gibson and Sophia Radis. She's answered the call. Junior transfer from Kankakee Community College has really helped to put this game away down the stretch. Here's Mackenzie Mondi. Mondi around the screen, down the lane, back outside. Three-pointer Tatum. Shorts. Rebound to Faith Davis. This is Goodwin to Sharinga at the foul line. Turnaround, no. Rebound chased down by McNeil, but knocked out of her hands. It was off of McNeil's leg before going out of bounds, so it will belong to Grace here. 5:15 to play, 15-point game. Here's Helmuth. Guarded tightly by McNeil all the way down the floor. She gets across half court with 2 seconds to spare. Poked free by McNeil, out of bounds. It'll stay here. 17 on the shot clock. Ashlyn Wilkes back in for the Tigers for Zion Tatum. Inbounds pass goes to Gennady. Along the baseline, Gennady passes back out to Mondi. Helmuth for three. No good. Helmuth's outside magic has worn off here in the second half. Sharinga turns up court, sees Faith Davis, and throws an interception. Ashlyn Wilkes picks it off. Wilkes pull up from the elbow. Jumper can't bank in. Offensive rebound, Helmuth. Three-pointer for Mondi, misses. No harm, no foul on the turnover a moment ago. There is a foul here, though. Called on Ashlyn Wilkes for reaching in on Goodwin. Sharinga on that last play just looked down the floor, saw Faith Davis standing all alone and got big eyes. But just couldn't get nearly enough on the pass to justify it. Alexander is back in. We saw Amina Alexander for all of about 12 seconds in the third quarter, and now she's getting her second stint in the game. Here's Savick. Reverse layup is good. Beautiful move by Katarina Savick. It's a 17-point game with just 4 minutes to play. The Trolls keep that defensive pressure up. Mondi poked away from behind by Savick. It'll stay with the Tigers. Reese and her 4 fouls return to the floor. She's been the best player out there today for Grace when she's been out there. But that hasn't been all that much. Just 14 minutes played because of foul issues. One dribble here and blocked by Sharinga. Foul called. If that foul is on Reese, that's number 5. That is foul number 5 on Jada Reese, who grabbed Hannah Sharinga fighting for that loose ball. Reese played really well tonight. I've talked extensively about how different this team has been with her out there compared to when she's not. But there were too many sloppy fouls, careless fouls on Reese, and she's done for the day as a result. She finishes with 8 points, 8 rebounds. Three-pointer for Alexander, misses short. Rebound chased down by Helmuth. Crossover, Mondi inside around Sharinga. Too strong off the glass. Knocked out of bounds off of Alexander. It'll stay here. Quick clock malfunction. They've got it back up. Shot clock's at 20. And a timeout call. 3:30 to play. Fourth quarter. This appears to be Trinity's game, 62-45. Trolls led by double digits during the first 10 minutes of the game, eventually extending the lead as high as 13 when the score was 24-11. And then after that, they had a lot of trouble finding the bottom of the net. They got some good looks, but just couldn't complete their shots. Grace Christian roared back. They cut that 13-point deficit down to 3 by halftime. And then in the second half, they actually came from behind and took the lead for the first time at 32-31. But Trinity took it back 38-36, and they've led ever since. 3-point attempt for Wilkes is good. Big hit. She went to the ground at the end of the play. No foul called. But she does connect for 3 right there. The deficit for the Tigers is back to 14. McNeil trying to make it 16, misses the baseline jumper. Mackenzie Mondi races the other way, 1-on-2. Mondi flips one up as she's falling away and misses. Sharinga grabs her 11th rebound today. Here's McNeil. McNeil bounces inside and lays it in. 9 points for Layla McNeil, who's just one away from a double-double. 3-point attempt. Another good one for Ashlyn Wilkes. So all of a sudden, everybody's hitting threes here. 2 in a row for Wilkes after nobody had made one outside of Helmuth all game for Grace. Savick across to Alexander. Alexander has not scored since checking in. Over to McNeil. One bounce. McNeil's jumper misses. Grabs her own rebound. Second chance. No. Trying to grab another offensive rebound, but this time she's boxed out by Mondi. And down on the floor again, the other side, Mondi is fouled. She'll go to the line. And for the third time today, Layla McNeil is shaken up. She has not shown any ill effects from injuries while she's been out there. But again, this is the third time that she's going to have to leave the game because of an injury. I don't know if this is still cramps that she was experiencing earlier that, or apparently experiencing earlier, that knocked her out of the game. Moraven Mondi is at the line with exactly 2 minutes to play. She won't shoot the free throws until McNeil is able to clear the floor. She's being helped to her feet right now. And this time she's hopping off on the right foot. If I remember right, she was hopping off on the left foot last time. So she had a right leg problem before. Now it appears to be a left leg problem. Mondi's first foul shot is good. Raven Mondi makes them both. She's got 4 points today, all of them from the free throw line. Thrown away. Radis was looking for Sharinga. It's intercepted. Tatum off to Wilkes. Another 3-point attempt. Well, she pressed her luck right there. We've got a tie-up on the rebound. It'll stay with Grace. Wilkes had made 2 consecutive 3-pointers. Tried to make it a trifecta, but no good. Ashlyn Wilkes is the leading scorer today for Grace Christian with 17 points. Blocked out of bounds by Sharinga. .16 to shoot. Here's a drive and a foul called on the floor. Foul's on Savick. The 22nd foul called today against Trinity. 3-pointer, Mondi rattles around, does not fall. Here comes Radis. Radis one-on-one against Mackenzie Mondi and lays it in with a foul. Sophia Radis has had a rough day with all the fouls. He hasn't had a chance to be out there very much. But she makes her play of the day right there. Free throw is good. 7 points. The lead is up to 14. Helmuth for three. Off the rim. Rebound, Sharinga. What's the call here? The shot went in. So it's a three-pointer right there. I thought that one did not fall, but apparently it's good for the Tigers, 67-56. Faith Davis trying to put it away with a three, misses. Offensive rebound, Savic. Back outside, Sharinga. Final minute of play. Contact and no foul called. Destiny Goodwin does not get the call and instead loses the ball out of bounds, so it goes a turnover. There's a little trip and a foul called on Trinity. That with Mackenzie Mondi cutting towards the basket. 5th team foul, so Mondi will go to the line. 2 shots. First free throw is good. She missed her first 8 from the line, but now has made 3 in a row. Can she make 4 straight? She does make her 4th straight. It's a 9-point game, 40 seconds left. It's a tall order for Grace, but this thing's not technically over yet. And with that, a timeout is called from the Trinity Christian bench. One more basket, and I think you could put a bow on it. A 4-possession game with under 40 seconds to go is pretty much an impossibility to come back from. But if Trinity does not score here, I guess it depends on how much clock they use. Grace is going to want to come up with a quick steal. If they can't get it, I guess they're in a position where they have to start fouling right away just because that clock is a big enemy of theirs right now. You can't let 30 seconds run down. But you also cannot let Trinity score because a 4-possession game with under 40 seconds left is almost impossible to come back from unless the leading team misses every free throw. So we're coming out of the timeout. Trinity basketball, first step, you've got to inbound it. Maybe the best time for the Tigers to look for a steal. I'm going to take it the length of the floor here. Inbounded to Savic. Savic trapped at the free throw line, but dribbles around it and across half court. And now we're down to 30 seconds to play. It doesn't look like Grace wants to foul, so Trinity can pretty much just put it away right here. Savic guarded tightly, and now she is fouled. I don't quite understand what they're going for here. If you're going to foul, you got to do it 15 seconds ago at least. If you're going to play straight up, then you don't want to foul at all. But it was clearly an intentional foul. And either one of these would make it a 4-possession game. And there it is for Katarina Savic. 68-58. One more just for fun. It's no good, but it is a 10-point game as Sharinga grabs the rebound. Savic backs up. No foul, it appears coming. There's a foul. Mackenzie Mondi with 11.7 on the clock. And again, I'm not sure why. I guess maybe they just want the ball back one more time. It's way too late at this stage to stage a comeback. So now Trinity's just trying to add to their total. Their shot good. Not the best game they've played all year. But it does appear they'll be walking out of here with a victory today. As the second shot rims out. 69-58. Trolls withstood that big Tigers third quarter run as Mondi weaves her way inside and lays it in with 3.6 left. No foul coming up this time. The buzzer's about to sound. There it is. And Trinity Christian defeats Grace Christian by a final score of 69-60. Again, not the prettiest performance all year from the Trolls, but good enough against a plucky Tigers team that made this thing a lot more interesting than it really had any right to be, considering the way it started. They toughed up their defense, prevented Trinity from getting any good shots off, especially early in the game. And they cleaned up their rebounding as well. A big edge to the Trolls in the first half was not quite so dramatic in the second half. And that was in large part due to Jada Reese, who was so good every time she was out there today. But she picked up 5 fouls relatively quickly, and as a result had to sit out most of the second half of the game. So the Trolls walk off victorious. They defeat Grace Christian by a final score of 69-60. And that'll do it for this broadcast, but our day is not done. We've got doubleheader action here today between Trinity Christian and Grace Christian. The men's action begins not too long from now. Scheduled for a 3 o'clock start. It'll probably start just after 3. Trinity Christian against Grace Christian, the men's game, coming up shortly. So make sure you come back and join us for that one. Thanks for tuning in to today's women's contest. Trinity defeats Grace by a 9-point margin, 69-60, our final score. I'll be back with you shortly. Until then, Terry Bonadonna signing off for the moment. Trolls win.